Hi friends, this is Nataraj from Market Profile Wizards. In this video, we are going to discuss about the day structures of market profile. When I say day structures plays a very crucial role, very important role in terms of the intraday trading specifically. So if I take any number of data, past data, so after completion of the day, I will be having a lot of information there in that. So by considering few informations, repeated informations, market profile concepts has classified every day, basically every day into the day structures, major 5 day structures, which are normal day, normal variation day, trend day, neutral day, and non-trend day. We are going to understand individual day structure characteristics and how it actually looks in terms of the market in this video. Well, day structures plays a very important and very crucial role in terms of the intraday trading because the kind of information we get from day structure is basically helps us in a very lot of informative way. So basically in terms of it may be entry or it may be magnitude of the day structure, or it may be like spotting a good opportunity which has the lower risk and higher reward. So all these things can be possible, so that this is very important information, the day structures. So after completion of this video, you will be able to identify these day structures at least after completion of the video. But the whole idea is to identify these day structures and these changes very early, as soon as early possible in the intraday trading. That is the whole idea of these particular day structures. Let's move on to the first important day structures of market profile is the normal day. When I say normal day, it's a very balanced profile, kind of a balanced profile. So first I want to show you in the candlestick charts. You can see that in the chart now. You can see this is the first 1 hour IB range. What happens on normal day is basically after completion of the IB range, we call it as IB range. After that, the entire sessions, you can see from C to M, the entire trading activity occurred between this particular range. So there is no major movements or there is no major extension either upside of the IB or downside of the IB. The entire day's the activity happens within the first 1 hour range. So this we call it as a normal day. As per market profile concepts, this is classified as the normal day. Let's see this in the market profile chart. So this is the market profile chart of the normal day. You can see that the A and B session, so within that the entire sessions has traded. As I said, every day structures has its own characteristics, so that we need to understand it very clearly from every day structures perspective. So let's understand the characteristics of the normal day. The first characteristics of the normal day is large IB range. So basically it is not a objective way of saying it, because there is a lot of large IB means it may be 50 for me, it may be 60 for you, it may be 70 for you, 70 for other person. So what market profile suggests is whenever there is a large IB range, there is a probability of normal day. Clear? So then second characteristics of the normal day is no IB range extension. As I said, there will not be any range extension, so the entire activity happens within the first 1 hour range. And third important understanding is probability of occurrence. So when I say probability of occurrence is very simple. So if I take the last 100 set of trades, in that how many times the normal day occurred, that is what we call it as a probability of occurrence. In terms of that, if I say normal day probability is very minute, so which is 5%. So if I take 100 trades, last 100 trades, I can only see 5 to 6 trades in that as a normal day structure evolvement. So by this information we understand that whenever there is a large IB range, there is a probability of normal day. This is the first information. And second thing is the probability of this particular day structure is only 5%. Well, let's move on to the next important day structures. Why it is important is basically the probability of occurrence of normal variation day is way more higher. So if I take last 100 or 1000 trades, I will see most of them around 55 to 60% of those day structures would be normal variation day. So I always say our students who attend our workshops, so always I say that you should be master or you should be understand the normal variation day properly. So this is very important day structure in terms of the overall day structures. The first important characteristics of normal variation day is that medium IB range. So as we understand, large IB range means there is a probability of normal day, but when I see the medium IB range, there is a probability of normal variation day, right? So normal variation day second important characteristic is IB extends one side by one time. So what it means? Basically after completion, after formation of the IB range, I'll mark it on the chart here. So this is the IB range, first 1 hour IB range. Once the IB range is formed, if it's broken the first IB low, let's say this low got broken, after that market traded in one direction. That's what it means to say. IB extends in one side. by one time. One time means, let's say for example we have a 30 points IB here, 30 points as the IB. So it extends in one direction, that is downside, extends by another 30 point. So this is what the theory says. This is what the second characteristics of the market, the normal variation day. Let's move on to the third characteristic, which is probability of occurrence. As I said, this is a very important day structures, and the probability of occurrence is very high in normal variation day, which is 60%, which means if I take 100 trades, out of that 55 to 60 trades would be around normal variation day. Let's move on to the next important day structure, which is trend day. So we all love trend days because it moves in a very good movement, and there will be very good range extension, but we need to understand other factors also. Let's discuss about the characteristics of trend day. Let's understand the characteristics of trend day. First characteristic of the trend day is the small IB range. So whenever I see there is a small IB range, in that particular case I can expect a trend day. Second important characteristics of the trend day is IB extends one side by 2 times. So this means, as we discussed in the normal variation day concept, so after formation of the IB, it has broken the IB low, right? So here it has broken the IB low. Once the IB low got broken, IB high is still secured, which means IB high is not broken, IB low is broken, and market extends in that particular direction by 2 times, which means, let's say we have 20 points of IB here and another 20 points. This is first time, and this is a second time. Overall 40 points extension we can expect whenever there is a probability of trend day. This is what it means to say. And then we have a third characteristic, which is the probability of occurrence. So we all love, as I said, the trend day means we are all excited for the trend days, but in terms of the probability of occurrence, it's only 15%, which means if I take last 100 trades, out of that 10 to 15 trades I can expect a trend days, right? So let's move on to the next day structure, which all we need to understand, because these are the days we need to avoid the trade, or we need to take a better position sizing in terms of our position sizing. These are the very crucial day structures to avoid, or at least minimize our position sizing with respect to this, or we can go for the option selling, so like that. So the identification of day structure is very important. In this particular case, we are discussing about the neutral day. The first characteristics of the neutral day is medium IB range. So here comes the conflict. So whenever there is a medium IB range, we can either expect a normal variation day or the neutral day now, right? So again I will repeat it, this is very important information. Whenever there is a medium IB range, either we can expect a neutral day or a normal variation day. How to differentiate this is what the actual skills of the profile trader and the knowledge which he gains through the screening and screen time. Second important characteristic is IB extends both the side. So we need to understand this. This is very important information here I am giving in terms of the neutral day. Let's say this is our IB range. This is the first IB range which has formed. After that it has extended above the IB high. So market couldn't sustain there, and after that it has again fallen and again broken the IB low, right? And these are the day structures which dents a lot of accounts basically. So because it triggers the higher, the ones who place the stop loss above the IB low, IB high or the range, and below the IB low also. So these are the day structures. As I said, either we need to avoid, or if we are planning for any trades, definitely we can go for the option writing, or we can go for the medium position sizing. Then comes the third important characteristics. I would say it's a probability of occurrence, which is 15%, right? So if I take 100 trades, last 100 trades, around 10 to 15 trades I can expect neutral days, right? And then move on to the next important, similar to the neutral day structures, but the only difference is it has a small IB. So whenever there is a small IB, again there is a conflict between the trend day and non-trend day here. So we need to understand this. Whenever there is a small IB, either I can expect a trend day or non-trend day now, right? So as per this information, as here also IB extends both the sides, which means it extends above the IB high and below the IB high and below the IB low, right? You can see this in the chart here. Then this is the market profile chart of non-trend day, right? And third important information is probability of occurrence is 5%. So you don't need to worry that whenever there is a small IV, the probability of occurrence of non-trend day is only 5%. And I want to give you the hint here. We need to understand this very importantly. Whenever there is a major events, or whenever there is a major news which is expected from the market, definitely in that particular case, you can back test it, you will understand, we can expect a non-trend day, which means, let's say tomorrow we have a RBI news or Fed news or federal news or something, any major news which impacts market, and today we got a small IV range. In that particular case, you cannot expect the trend day. So we can expect the non-trend day. Whenever we see that there is a probability of non-trend day, either we can go for the option rating or we can also tend to avoid the trade. The key here is to identify these day structures at the very beginning of the day, which is very important. Right now, as I said, at least after the completion of the market, so you will be able to identify the day structures, which is also a very important step. And then comes how to identify it and how to segregate it, because there is a conflict between normal variation day and neutral day, and trend day and non-trend day. So there is a difference because there is a similar characteristics in terms of the IV range. You cannot differentiate that. But one hint is here is that probability of occurrence in normal variation day is higher than neutral day, and similarly probability of occurrence in trend day is major than the probability of occurrence of non-trend day. Well, this is all about the day structures. Hope this video helps you, and if you like the content and the video, please share this video to your friends and who are actually interested in learning all these informations. And if you are not yet subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button and click on the bell icon to get the regular video updates. Thank you so much.